Hello, you guys, and welcome back to the podcast. Before we get into the topic today, I need to just call out to you motherfuckers for advice, feedback, guidance, support, everything. Today, I am rocking two things that make me a little bit uncomfortable. One of them is these fucking fugly ass nails. So I got my toes kind of a red color and they couldn't fully match the toenail color. And I got a little bit nervous about it. And they're like, well, it's kind of a similar color. Let me tell you guys, these are very bright. And if you guys have ever watched the podcast or if you've ever seen like my content, you know I usually sport like white nails or like a French funny bunny type combination. So this is the first thing that's making me a little bit uncomfy. I don't actually have a question about this. I'm more just taking 5 minutes of your time to share this very fascinating news with you. Secondly, the thing that I want to share is that I am trying to stop going to these spray tanning machines because I don't know what the fuck is up their booty holes recently, but they have been extremely patchy. So I go to 2 different tanning places. I only get spray tans. I do not lay in the beds. I don't need one of your guys' mothers like hounding me on that. But I started spray tanning like 7 years ago when my best friend got married and she put us in pale ass, very beautiful, but very pale pink dresses. And I remember thinking like, there's no way in hell my natural pale color can be in this dress. And so what I did is I started spray tanning to be tan for her wedding. And I instantly felt better. It literally, you want to lose 10 pounds, go get a spray tan. Like truly, it's the best thing in the world. But the problem is one, it's very annoying to go there so often. 2, I always feel like they're patchy. And 3, the only way to keep them from being patchy is to go more frequently. Like you get it on, you spray it off. And then I feel embarrassed, which is actually why I have 2 memberships, because then I'll go to one and then after like 6 days, I'll go to the other one so that the other one doesn't know that I'm getting that frequent of a spray tan. It makes me feel better about myself because most people go like every 2 weeks. And it's just exhausting. It's not even about how much money it costs or even really the process. It's just like I'm exhausted of my skin being 18 colors. And so last night I don't even remember what the brand is. It's the Blue Tube. I need to remember that. But I got some spray tan stuff and I took the thing and I rubbed it. And I unfortunately was very tired and I slept in it. You're supposed to rinse it off after 2 hours, but that's fine. I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, I just wanted to start off by asking. I'm asking the girls, the pasta club, the whatever. I need to give you guys a name. I don't know. But I'm asking you guys, best tan recommendations. Do you also think that spray tans more recently have been extremely patchy? I saw one of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and she's like, I will always self-tan over spray tan. And that was all I needed to do to just go out and buy tanning stuff. But yeah, if you have any recommendations, let me know. That's actually completely opposite of what we're going to be talking about today. But I did think it was very important to ask the ladies for the recs because I refuse to be pale. And that's just what it is. And also I'm really hoping that this does not seep through my white shirt because I've not washed this off. So I guess we will get the test of how good this stuff is when I take this off and see if it's literally yellow inside. But anyway, what I do want to talk to you guys about today is actually more of a shift that I've been making in the last like 2 months. And so if you guys are familiar with me, hello, my name is Ashley Bennington. I guess I don't need to introduce myself if you're familiar with me, but if you're not familiar with me, hello, my name is Ashley Bennington, and I am the founder and CEO of By the Blazer, which is a business consulting firm that I started about 2.5 years ago to help support the development personally and professionally of female founders. And what I mean by that is I work with business owners who want to be smarter when it comes to their marketing process. They want to be more in control of the revenue that they can create. They want to feel like they are a sales machine. They know how to converse with people. They know how to understand what activates and triggers people to buy. They want to have in-demand offers. They want to be selling services that are highly in demand, that people want to buy, that they want to pay a premium for. And they want to be able to operate their business from a place of leadership and confidence and profitability. Because a lot of times what happens with business owners is they stay in the rabbit hole of like a side hustle vibe or they burn themselves out. And I've really seen kind of the heaviness that both of those pathways can create for women. And I really wanted to create a business that allowed women to have businesses that they felt really good about, that were easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl, that were allowing them to make a lot of money, that felt like they were in control of the amount of money that they could create. And all this needs to be said, I've had a very successful business now for 2.5 years. And what's interesting as I've been thinking about this business is I'm now looking at my business through a very different lens. And I want to talk to you guys about that today because if you are an aspiring founder, if you are someone who wants to create a brand, if you guys want to make a fuck ton of money or you fall under any of those categories, I'm also a little bit self-conscious about the fact that I can see the spray tan on here. So deeply, so I'm gonna stop pointing at you. But if you guys are someone who wants to be massively successful in business, I wanna talk about kind of the shifts that I'm making and how you're gonna see that maybe translate into our content if you guys do follow the By the Blazer Instagram account over the next couple months. I've been actually really thinking about really actually reflecting on kind of my current state in business. And I want to tell you guys why, because I think it will give more context into the direction we're going. For the last 2 years, I have operated our business marketing under our business Instagram account. So here's the deal. Some of you guys as business owners who don't utilize your name in the business. So let's say I was a coach and I want to be called like Ashley Bennington Coaching, right? A lot of times what business owners do is they market under their personal account. So if you would find Ashley Bennington, like my personal Instagram, you'd see our marketing content, you'd see our testimonials, you'd see our case studies, you'd see our agitational content, you'd see all that on my personal page. And right now, I don't really post anything business related on my personal page. What I do is I either will do a collaboration between the By the Blazer Instagram account where we do promote our business and tag my personal account because I think it's relevant to both. And or I'll highlight some of the things that I'm working on in the business, but more from the founder lens of like, this is what I'm doing, this is what's been happening, not necessarily sales conversion centric content. That really does primarily live on the By the Blazer Instagram account. And I get a lot of questions on like, would I change that? Would I not? And here's the one thing that I will say, people buy from people more than they buy from brands to an extent. We're going to talk about that today, but they buy from people. And so I think that there's a interesting kind of duality of like, I think it makes a lot of sense to build a brand that exists beyond you, but I also think it's very important to these days put a face to the brand. And so what I've been really struggling with over the last year is I have sold By the Blazer. Like if someone hires me for my DBM mastermind, we're doing a big promo for that right now. If someone hires me DBM or they hire By the Blazer, they're hiring my brand. I am just the direct coach within the brand. So I obviously am the founder. I am the head of delivery. So I do all the coaching and consulting. I don't outsource that to a team. But outside of delivery, marketing, and sales, I really don't touch the other areas of the business. That's what Lexi is for. And probably potentially maybe what other team members are for or other like, partners. We might, do some outsourcing to like systems or something at some point. Like who knows where the direction will go. But for the most part, I support in the delivery bucket. I do all of our sales processes and I do all of our content for now. And so why do I say that? Why is that important? Is when people are hiring By the Blazer, I make it very clear that like, yes, they get me as their coach and their partner, but like they're not hiring me one-on-one for every offer. And I think that I've really struggled with that over the last 2 years because my vision for my business was like, I want people to know that they aren't going to be passed on to a big ass team. I want people to know just because they hire the By the Blazer brand that like, they're not going to just be like a random person that we like outsource somewhere. You do get to work with me as the founder, as an integrated partner in your business, but also the levels of what that looks like varies depending on like what you're looking for and also what you're willing to like invest in for yourself. And I think the mistake that I've really made as a business owner the last 2 years is I have really poured myself into all areas of delivery, regardless of price point, regardless of access to me or whatever else. I've just always wanted to put my best foot forward. I've always wanted to give. And the problem that I've really faced in the last like probably more year or so especially is that people are so fed up of being in programs where they don't necessarily feel like they get direct access to anyone that they like very specifically are looking for like, I want one-on-one access to you. And I think instead of handling that objection in content more or being open to the fact that I can do the lighter access to me in the right way, whereas other people have done it in the wrong way and that's why people have bad experience with it, I've just been like, you get me, you get Ashley, you get my access. And what's funny is the business has become less about By the Blazer and it's become more like Ashley Bennington Coaching. And I've really had to kind of like sit down and think about my vision for the business moving forward because here is the deal, is that direct access to me as the founder also comes with a premium price point. And so for people to be able to be in a $300 to $500 per month space and be able to ask me questions literally every single day and get one-on-one feedback on that, it doesn't align with the vision of the brand. But here's the deal, is that is happening because of the way that I have marketed and showed up in the brand. It's not a fault of the client. It is a fault on me as the person who's positioning By the Blazer as direct access to Ashley as your coach versus standing behind the vision of the brand. And what I've been really thinking about as a business owner is like, I want people to fall in love with the By the Blazer brand and not be so bought into me. And how do I make that happen? It's kind of like a movement. It's kind of like a wave that I really want to create within the brand where people know By the Blazer for these things, not just for me. Because lately what's happening is everyone's hiring me for sales knowledge. They're like, Ashley's so good at sales, which I am. And that's amazing. I love sales and it's fantastic. But like, is that really a reason someone should hire me? Or should people say, I like the way that By the Blazer helps women come together to scale businesses. I like the way that By the Blazer focuses on building disruptive brands, not just a coaching business or like an internet business. And it's just been a really interesting kind of like topic of conversation for me, honestly, like just one-on-one with myself. Like, I think it's very funny when people, assume that I spend a lot of time like messaging coaches one-on-one or asking for a lot of one-on-one feedback. A lot of my own personal development this year has been me just like giving myself space to process. So one of the things I do every morning is I like take a little walk. I walk my boyfriend's dog now more than I'd like to admit. And I walk her in the morning and I literally will walk her and just talk literally out loud to myself. My neighbors literally probably think I'm crazy. And a lot of what I've been saying or I've been voicing to myself is like, I feel like people don't want anything besides one-on-one access to me. I feel like if I am not literally up my clients' booty holes, and I say this in a nice way, if you're a client of mine, I don't want you to take this any other way than expansion of myself, not as a, negative thing as far as coaching. It's like, how do I become the best one-on-one consultant while also inspiring women to want to join my communities, not my coaching, while also allowing my brand to stand on its own? And how do all those things kind of work together? And so here's the thing that I just want to say to you guys who are business owners right now. I want you to go back to what you stand for as a brand. And I want you to think, if I was not marketing myself, what am I known for? If I was not going to be, I'm Hailey Bieber marketing Rhode skincare, if it was just Rhode skincare on its own, what can people say about the brand? What can people say about the experience that they have with the brand that has nothing to do with Hailey Bieber? Because if you order one of those fucking tubes right now of that glossy shit that you put on your lips, you don't get Hailey Bieber giving you a call and saying, how do you like the product? Are you using it every day? But yet with coaching, for some reason, we think that we have to be the center of everything. We are like the glue of the business. And if you're a good business owner, you shouldn't be the glue. You should be the person telling someone how to put the glue on to keep all the pieces together. And I have been for 2 years the glue, 2.5 years now, I've been the glue. And so I'm just kind of like thinking through a lot of these things out loud. I honestly, what's funny is when Lex and I sometimes will come up with topics for the podcast, there are days where I'm like, I'm talking about this. I have a plan. I'm going to go through these 3 steps. And then there's other podcasts where I just kind of want to shoot the shit with you guys. And this was kind of one of them where I think one of the things that you guys are going to see a lot more of me moving forward is really just my emphasis on community and collaboration. The other thing that I've been really inspired by more recently in my business is I've been thinking a lot more about like uplifting women in my space versus like looking at myself again as like, oh, people want to hire me because I'm the best of the best. Because here's the deal, you guys, is I actually don't think I'm the best of the best. I think that I am exceptional at the things that I'm best at. And there's other things in business I don't dare touch because I don't care about. One of them being email, one of them being launches. I fucking hate both of them. And I really believe that my value is not the fact that I have sales knowledge, or my value is not the fact that I'm really like good at understanding how to like create urgency in content. I'm like fabulous at content, fabulous at sales. I think my ability to help women scale exceptionally fast and very well comes from the fact that I look at them as a leader of their brand. I look at them as basically the director of the direction of their brand. And what I've been realizing when I think about my own experiences in coaching, and then also my experiences with my clients that are coming into my world from maybe other spaces, is they feel like they are being taught systems and processes and technical things that they have to go do versus saying, what direction are we taking the brand? And then how do we take processes and principles and integrate that into the way that we're heading the direction of the brand? And I think that you're just going to see a lot more of that with me. My vision, honestly, for By the Blazer in a year is that people hire By the Blazer without knowing my name. People hire me for deep dive consulting that have never talked to me before more. And I'm seeing so much of this shift even in the last month. My energy around content has been we're building brands, not we're building business owners and coaching programs, because it's not. My energy around the direction we're going has been like, people come in and they see vision for where they're going and they need a partner in the execution of the vision, not you have to hire Ashley Bennington because she's the best. And I'm lightly shifting the energy I'm talking about within coaching and also within marketing. And what's happened in the last month, not only did we celebrate a multiple 5-figure day the other day in sales, one from a client that I'd never talked to and another one from clients upgrading and upselling into new programs and services. But women are coming in and they're like, Ashley, I see your offer as the next pathway to my goals, not I want to hire you as a coach. And it's been really cool just lightly, again, integrating more of this language into my marketing a bit, seeing what it looks like for women to not hire Ashley Bennington coach, but saying, I want to work with you in this program. I want to be part of this community. I want to be part of this like next phase of your business. And I'm really excited to see kind of how that plays out in the next like couple months. So the thing that I will ask of you guys is I want you to be curious about the direction of your brand, not just be curious about the amount of money you can make or what offers you need to create or what content you need to post. Because here is the deal. When I think about $1 million a year and a potential $3, $4, $5 million a year, one has been and has limited me to, I am selling myself and my capacity and my ability to coach better, quicker, faster, better results, more intentionally, whatever. When I think about the $3 to $5 million a year, which part of me says I really want, and part of me is like, you know what? I don't know what that looks like, but I want to like dabble in it. I want to figure that out this year. That is selling a brand. That is selling a disruptive movement. That is selling a direction of coaching and mentorship and collaboration and expansion that is not just, I am going to help you, coach you through business to make money. How do I look at you as a leader? How do I look at you as an individual partner in your brand expansion? How do I look at the direction of your brand? How do I look at the way that you guys are marketing and building an online presence? How do you look at your sales processes and the way that you drive people into your programs and experiences? How do we think about not just an offer suite? Is your offer suite scalable, but is your brand scalable? Is the way that you are supporting women or supporting your clients scalable? I'm really excited to like deep dive that in with you. So my ask of you guys today is, if you are a brand owner, if you are a brand founder or a aspiring brand founder, I want you guys to head to Instagram. I want you to pull up the Buy the Blazer Instagram. And I want you guys to very intentionally stalk us, basically. Isn't that so funny? A brand founder saying, please follow our social media very closely. I want you guys to stalk us over the next couple months. I want you to see how I show up differently. I want you to see how I like create momentum, create clarity. And if you really want to, we just launched a free Telegram group where I basically drop kind of more like podcasty type behind the scenes of like everything we're doing. The podcast is more about the vision and kind of moments in time of how I'm processing and thinking. The Telegram group's a little bit more like, this is exactly what I did this week. So like very, very tangible, great for business owners or again, aspiring business owners. But I want you guys to observe that. I want you guys to see what it looks like to transition from selling you as a business owner to selling the brand and the vision and the collaboration that can happen within your brand and the impact that can happen within your brand. And I want you to take any part of that that resonates with you, connects with you, that you think would be impactful. And I want you to integrate that and see how the response from your audience changes, see how the feeling that you have within your brand changes, see what the conversations change to from, hey, Gina, I want to hire you because you're so amazing at social media management, versus like, I really love the direction that your business has been taking. I really want to incorporate that in the direction that we're going. And I want to take your guys' knowledge of social media and content creation and apply that to my own business and own marketing principles. Like, what does that look like? I want you to see how the conversations change. Because for me, when I think about our business now, it's not just an expansion of me as a leader. You guys keep asking like, how do you have so much capacity? I have capacity because I don't put the requirement of capacity on myself. I don't put it on my time, my energy, my like showing up. I put it on like, is the brand good enough to stand on its own, where I can let the brand shine and do the work that I don't have to do. And I want you guys to see how that shifts for you over the next couple years, because the thing that is going to allow you guys to be successful, there's so many different things, but one of the most important ones is I want you guys to stop thinking about just you as the person that has to hold it all together, that has to be the glue, that has to show up today, that has to get the post out, that has to have the sales conversation, what would it look like if you weren't in the picture? How would content be posted? I'm not talking about outsourcing. I'm talking about like, how would visibility happen? If you weren't the person that had to have the sales conversation, what would that look like? If you weren't in every aspect of delivery, how could people get the support they needed without you having to literally like handhold people through every transformation? Think about those things. And if it's something you want feedback on in a custom way or some guidance on in a custom way, you guys know where to find me. I answer every single, as you guys know, DM myself and Instagram right now, which is actually one of my favorite things about my business. So I don't want to get rid of that. And I'm going to be really excited for you guys to kind of follow along. My personal expansion this year, my business expansion, my professional expansion is on the brink of like a lot of change. Some of it I will allude to in this message, and some of this I will share in just a couple months. But I'm really excited about what's happening. And mostly I just want to talk about this a little bit because I'm just proud. I'm proud of what I've created. I'm proud of the direction we're heading. And I'm really proud of you guys for sometimes just taking what I say and running with it and then sending me a DM and saying, I feel so much clarity and excitement of where I'm going, because it really takes a leader of a brand to build a brand. And when you guys are just a leader of yourself, you guys are amazing at building yourself, but like there's so much potential out there. So if you guys tap into that, if you guys do something with that, I think you guys can be really surprised like what you guys are able to accomplish when you don't hold all the weight on yourself. So I hope that this is a fun little episode. I really just wanted to ramble at you guys for like 20, 30 minutes and just give you guys some insight into what I'm thinking and processing. And follow along on Instagram. You guys will see some definite changes over the next couple weeks, couple months. So the other thing that I just want to say is go do something ballsy today. I'm in the midst of kind of an exciting life change. And again, I'm excited to talk to you guys about that in just a couple weeks. I'm kind of bringing you guys behind the scenes of my life, but do something ballsy today. Go do something fun. Go do something that like makes you feel really powerful. Do something that, you know, is a little bit sassy, a little bold, a little bit crazy. See what happens. That's my little ask of you guys today. But anyway, I will see everyone next week, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Bye.